Well, welcome to episode 16 of Earl's Journey to 900. Emil Williams Jr. back with you, Tom Frenzel, and the big nasty Wes Malott is back with us for his second episode and his own journey, of course, with Earl's Journey to 900. Last week you shot 750, Wes. What did you take from last week that you'd like to either replicate or change up to have some better success this week? Not that 750 is nothing to be too shabby about.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of changes that I saw that I wanted to make. First of all, I did want to change balls. I wanted to get out of the ball with a lot of differential in it. With 060 was ball 1. This time I selected, I believe, ball 2, which has the same RG value, 250, but has a differential of 030. So something that's going to be a little bit more stable, that's not going to want to flare too much. And as game 2 and 3 with the ball breaking down the oil pattern and everything, have something that's going to want to continue down lane a little bit more once we get closer to the end of that series. Number 2, over previous episodes, and then even I experienced it in my first episode, was the solid 8s. So I wanted to create a little bit more entry angle, and we see that with I think we're going to see that with this ball being the 030. It's just going to retain a little bit more energy down lane and give us more entry angle. With that, I'm going to be able to, I think we're going to be able to increase the ball speed a little bit. And I think that's going to make the pins fly around a little bit more. And so we'll just see where it goes with that. But that's kind of my thinking. We're keeping the same surface, though, with 4,000. I really like the surface that we have. Nothing too shiny that's going to shoot through the break point, but also nothing too dull that's going to want to burn up and create some laziness down lane.
Okay. And to the man, as we found out in our previous episode, who punches the buttons here for Earl, we've got some changes that Wes wants to make, Tom. And what do we expect from an Earl perspective, and maybe what you expect to see from a data perspective as well?
Yeah, I think he nailed it on the head mostly. This ball should get through the heads a little cleaner, should have a little bit more back end. We've been playing around it in practice already. We even joked around with maybe having a backup ball lineup. So we definitely did a lot before we got to a layout change of just increasing the pin by about an inch, from a 4-inch pin last week to a 5-inch pin this week. So a little less diff, a little longer pin. Overall, it's going to be, like you said, more stable, less flare. Should give us a little bit more on the back end, so it should be good.
Well, he's got a good track record of success so far. Let's see what Wes has to offer in episode 16 of Earl's Journey to 900.
Let's hook it. Skid hook roll instead of skid hook, skid roll hook, whatever it is. Right. Hook. Oh yeah, it was. It's hooking all right. That's what everybody tells me. Don't be iced. Don't be iced. Oh, that's left. Right. Oh, that's gotta help. Oh! Hey. Hey. Oh, yeah. Getting nosebleed. Wasn't enough water. Wasn't worried about that.
Well, what an episode 809. Props to Wes Malott. Man, I'm gonna come out right here and say, nice job. First of all, excellent bowling. It was very cool to watch you. Just in the comparison from last episode to this episode, you were on top of everything. You noticed it immediately. But you talked about in the intro, services, making a few changes. Was that the difference in the 809 today?
Definitely think that was a big reason for the difference in score this time. We saw the ball continue through the pins a lot more. No solid eights this round. Might be the first time since Earl's been having us quest to 900 that we haven't seen a solid eight that I can remember anyway. So definitely a huge difference, and really liked what I saw. Might could have even been a little bit more if there weren't a couple little hiccups in there. But hey, it's part of the game, part of the sport. We do the best we can, and there's some guidelines in place for that. And we took a couple practice shots after we had probably a 30-minute breakdown or wait period to try and let him cool off, whatever the case may be. Tom can touch on that a little bit more probably. And just like a tournament atmosphere, you would if a pair breaks down or something breaks down, you're going to get some practice shots, and that's what we discussed. That's what we decided on. And even later in Game 3, there was a little bit of hiccups, but we didn't get any practice shots because there wasn't enough time period.
Sure. On the fill shot, I know you made a big jump, and obviously it's the fill, but I'm curious as to why you did that. What were you thinking at that point?
Probably more just to gain more knowledge. And that's very, very critical. We get those field shots for those reasons. Yeah, we only got 6 on that field shot, but even only getting 6, if we were to continue to bowl more games, you've got to have that information moving forward, because that's giving up those 4 pins there is way less than giving up an open or something trying to make that. Because basically 3, 6, 9, 10 is a split in our minds, and very difficult to pick up. And so we would have lost 21 pins if we would have waited till the next game. So, and I felt it. I didn't feel I had enough launch angle on that last shot, and sure enough, that was the case. But I didn't want to get it too far right to the dry and have it hook off of it too hard either. So, again, that's just information for next time, hopefully.
Well, I know the community can't wait to comment, and you're the man right now. I'll give you that. King of bowling, still king of bowling. Tom, Wes touched on a couple hiccups that we had today with E.A.R.L. Explain a little bit more about what you saw from E.A.R.L. and from the information perspective, what we know for later.
Absolutely. So I think E.A.R.L. was throwing the ball pretty good today. But we've been having an issue with his grip strength over the past month or so. E.A.R.L's run by something called a PLC, The life on those tend to be about 10 years, 9 to 10 years, and he's turning 9 this summer, so he's just parts aging out and stuff like that starting to go wrong. With this particular valve, sometimes when he picks up the ball, he's got air pressure both gripping the ball and trying to push his hand away from the ball. So every time you pick it up and you hear this hiss, it means the valve didn't close right, and you have to set the ball down and pick it back up. And there was unfortunately a lot of that. Started right in frame 2 of game 3, like we had a really long break. And what happens to the lane environment in these long breaks is just typically what you see is you get more hook after the break, and that's been attributed to typically dust settling from the air into the lane oil, making it hook more. So yeah, right after we got back from about a 30-minute break, we threw the shot on the same line, and it left a Greek church. So that was kind of disappointing. So we went through on a normal tournament idea. We gave him 2 shots. He made one adjustment. On the second shot, it struck, and then we started rolling again. We had the breakdown again in frame 5. And basically for the rest of the game, it was crossing our fingers to making sure that he picked up the ball right. And it was just a lot of dropping on the floor, picking it up. And anytime we didn't get that hiss, we threw the shot for the rest of the game. Overall, it was a great day.
It was a fantastic day. It was memorable in more ways than one, and in some that we probably didn't expect in that regard. But 809, heck of a series. Nice job, Wes. I'll continue to compliment you on that until you shoot 900. I'll save the rest for later. But we do have one more episode with Wes coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, share, smash the thumbs up on this episode. A lot to talk about. We certainly appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing it. Don't forget also subscribe to The Core at bowl.com/The Core. For Tom Frenzel, Jason Thomas, Wes Malott, I'm Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you next week inside The Core.